when he dropped 63 on Boston at Boston Garden and Larry Bird called them God in gym shorts? That's what he said, God in gym shorts.
Well, he's God.
I mean, this brother went religion because of Michael Jordan.
Speak as if he were God. He is God, the only God.
He didn't have to go to Miami. He didn't have to go to Cleveland. He didn't have to go to LA. He didn't have to contemplate going to Golden State. He didn't have to sit up there and recruit dudes to come. What he did was they built from within. They built from within. That's what they did.
Seriously, can you please stop yelling?
LeBron James may be the king, but in Stephen A. Smith's world, there's only one emperor, and his name is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. On live TV, Stephen A. didn't just throw shots, he dropped nukes. He laid out 5 straight reasons why LeBron James will never be the GOAT, no matter how long he plays or how many records he breaks. From 6 finals wins with no losses to an unmatched killer instinct, Stephen A. lit the match and walked away as the LeBron versus Jordan debate burned to ashes. And what's wild? Every argument he made didn't just hit, they stung. But the moment he brought up LeBron's lack of a Defensive Player of the Year award, yeah, it got personal. Let's break down all 5 reasons Stephen A. says this debate should have been over a long time ago. And to understand the real weight behind his words, we have to start with the one thing Jordan built that LeBron never could. Jordan isn't just a player. He's a brand built on greatness. Before we even talk basketball, Stephen A. makes one thing clear. Michael Jordan's impact goes beyond the court. Even at 62 years old, Jordan's brand is alive and thriving. The Jumpman logo still dominates basketball shoes worldwide. Jordan doesn't have to go viral to stay relevant. He is the culture. Stephen A. put it best. Jordan doesn't rely on current-day relevance. He is relevance. And that's not just talk. LeBron may have Spring Hill and Uninterrupted, but he's still playing to maintain the spotlight. Meanwhile, Jordan sits at the top of a business empire he built 20 years ago, and it's still growing. If we're talking legacy, how can you ignore the man who turned basketball into fashion, business, and generational wealth? But this kind of legacy wasn't built on cool shoes or commercials. It was built on a mentality that made teammates better and opponents terrified. Jordan's killer instinct wasn't taught, it was born. Jordan didn't play to compete, he played to kill. Stephen A. paints a vivid picture. MJ treated every game like a war zone, every matchup like it was personal, every shot like it was his last. That's not something you learn in training camp. That's DNA. LeBron's greatness is often described as cerebral. He calculates, he analyzes, he facilitates. But Jordan, he attacked. He never waited for the game to come to him. He took it. And it wasn't just in clutch moments. It was every minute of every game. That predator instinct is what separated Jordan from even the best of his era. And speaking of eras, there's one thing no modern player, not even LeBron, has ever done. Real quick, we put in serious time crafting these deep dive NBA documentaries to bring you stories the media won't touch this way. So if you're into breakdowns like this, subscribing is the easiest way to make sure you never miss the next one. Now, back to it. The 6-for-6 record that still haunts the debate. 6 NBA Finals appearances, 6 NBA championships, 6 NBA Finals MVPs, 0 losses. That record alone shuts down most debates, and Stephen A. doesn't let you forget it. While LeBron's been to 10 finals, he's lost 6.
You see what I did there?
And sure, longevity is impressive, but when the pressure was highest, Jordan didn't just show up, he owned the moment. No Game 7s, no almosts, just rings. Stephen A. said it loud. He don't have 6 finals losses, he's got 6 finals wins. You can talk stats, you can talk teammates, but when it came to the biggest stage, Jordan was perfect. And that perfection wasn't built by chasing stars or hopping teams. It came from staying loyal to one jersey. Loyalty and legacy. Why Jordan's path was different. LeBron went to Miami, then back to Cleveland. Now he's in LA. Jordan? He stayed in Chicago, built a dynasty, never ran. Stephen A. hammers home the point that loyalty isn't just noble, it's defining. Jordan didn't leave the Bulls to join other stars. He became the star everyone else wanted to play with. He didn't team hop to chase rings. He made Chicago the epicenter of greatness. In a league where legacy is often tied to franchise loyalty, think Dirk, Kobe, Duncan, Jordan's path fits right in. LeBron's? Not so much. But if you thought Stephen A. was done making his case, the final card he played was the most devastating one of all. Complete domination, offense, defense, and everything in between. Jordan didn't just drop 30 a night. He locked up your best player while doing it. 10 scoring titles, 9 all-defensive first-team selections. And yes, Defensive Player of the Year in 1988. That's the definition of a complete player. Offense, defense, mentality, leadership, it's all there. LeBron, he's a top-tier passer and scorer, no doubt. But Stephen A. points out one glaring hole in the resume. Does LeBron James have a Defensive Player of the Year award? Nope. Jordan's greatness was all-encompassing. He didn't just win games, he dominated every aspect of them. And that's why, in Stephen A.'s eyes, this debate isn't even close. But if you're still not convinced, we need to talk about what Stephen A. said about LeBron's actual impact when it mattered most. But before that, let's take a look at the psychological edge. Jordan didn't just win, he broke you. There's one part of Jordan's greatness that rarely shows up in stats, but Stephen A. made sure to spotlight it: the psychological warfare. Jordan didn't just beat you, he broke you. Stephen A. has said it before. Jordan would rip your heart out, smile about it, then come back and do it again the next night. It wasn't enough for him to score 30. He wanted to embarrass you, he wanted to own you, and then make you question if you belonged on the court with him. LeBron? He inspires respect. But Jordan? He inspired fear. Ask guys who played in that era. Reggie Miller, Gary Payton, even Hall of Famers. They'll tell you, Jordan got in your head and stayed there. That's part of why he never saw a Game 7 in the finals. He had most teams beat before the ball was even tipped. Even Steve Kerr once said, Michael knew when to push you, when to embarrass you, and when to lift you. That's not leadership you learn. That's something primal, something you either have or you don't. And that mental edge? It might be the most underrated reason why Stephen A. says the GOAT conversation doesn't need to be had anymore. But there's still one last layer to this debate, one that turns every stat, every record, every accomplishment into just noise. And to understand that, we need to talk about why greatness is more than numbers. Why this debate might already be over. Stephen A. Smith didn't start this debate, but he just might have finished it. From cultural dominance to clutch perfection, from defensive intensity to brand-building royalty, Michael Jordan checks every single box. LeBron James is undeniably one of the greatest to ever play. But being great isn't enough. Being the GOAT means having no weak spots, no excuses, no what-ifs. And if Stephen A. is right, Jordan doesn't need more games, more stats, or more seasons to prove anything. Because the work is already done. The rings are there. The moments are there. The legacy is unchallenged. So next time someone brings up LeBron versus Jordan, just remember Stephen A.'s words. He don't have 6 finals losses. He got 6 finals wins. If you made it this far, you're clearly part of the real NBA debate squad. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because here, we break it down in ways the mainstream never will. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.